Hey, welcome today to Harness the Web. I'm here today with Mike King, and we want to talk to him about his business, but we really also want to get a feel for him. Who is Mike King, right? So we're going to ask him some questions about that, right? Mike, how would you like to describe yourself?
Wow. I'm just a father, a husband, and try to just be the best man and person I can be in my community.
Cool. Very cool.
Yeah,
And um, so when you meet somebody new, right,
sure.
how do you tell them what you do? Because like reading what you do is a little convoluted, if you will.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I just explained to them that I help companies use Facebook strategically to have more conversations with their ideal prospects each and every day. That's basically what it comes down to. Um, Maybe on a higher level, allocating some of their marketing budget so that they can get a better return and hold that budget accountable. A lot of small businesses, especially now, they need to make sure, one, their marketing's working, and two, that they're actually getting some sort of measurable return from that, and not just wasting it as to be blunt, on things like billboards and other things that a lot of clients that I've worked with have used because they see their peers doing it and they think that's the way to go.
Yeah. And because there's another group of people who I think um, do that. There's some people who push social media,
Mm-hmm.
but they don't have any way to measure what they're doing or results. So they, they hook someone in and get them to spend money with them, but they can't really deliver results. How
Yeah,
do
and
you deal with
that's,
that question?
man, that's super frustrating. The person that asked me about that, really, I just like to give them a demo and we just walk through things we've done in the past for clients. My integrity means everything to me. So sometimes I probably tell too much to the client, but that's the way I was raised, and I'm never going to change that. So I like to just walk people through what they're going to be getting and what it looks like, and it seems to work. Um, a quick story. I did have a client who was in that situation. They spent $7,000 to have this professional video made that their marketing company told them they would be able to use, and it would accomplish a certain outcome for them. So they spent the money, had the video made, turned it over to the marketing company, and paid them their retainer to do what they do. And the company couldn't even get it approved to run on Facebook. So in a panic, this guy called me 3 days before his event and was like, "Hey, can you at least get this video approved so that we can run it on Facebook?" And I'm like, "I'll take a look. I don't know why these other guys couldn't." So long story short, we were able to get the video approved without a problem, and a lot of views to it, and at least help him accomplish that part of his goal. So yeah, there is a lot of, unfortunately, misinformation, and it's kind of the wild west. So you got to make sure if you're a small business, you're asking the right questions and you're actually having people walk you through what you're getting. They should be able to show you some sort of tangible proof, or idea of what to expect.
That's cool. And um, you work with small businesses, your medium size. What size businesses? What kind of industry are they in?
Yeah, so we started out in real estate just because I had 13 years in that industry before I started my marketing company. But we've kind of branched out, and I work with insurance companies, I work with inspectors, I'm working with a charter school down in Nashville, Tennessee. Really, it's evolved to any small business that wants to be able to use Facebook strategically to have those conversations with their ideal prospects so that they can hopefully generate more sales and more revenue for their business.
And do you do that with Facebook ads or some other way?
Yeah, primarily with ads, and then we have some other social media outlets that we'll use to help segment that. So, one of our strategies in terms of branding with a lot of clients, because some of them, they want to be seen everywhere, is we really create a fence of omnipresence, so that anywhere their prospects or their current clients go on the internet, they're seeing, my client, so that way they can stay top of mind. And when the prospect or the client is ready to move forward or needs them, they think of my client first instead of their competitor or somebody else.
That's cool. And how did you get into this? Like, this
Yeah,
is pretty
great.
far, far off from, a guy doing, what did you do in high school? You look like a guy who
Uh,
played basketball, but
I did basketball, football, went to college, played basketball, played a little bit after college, and then I just kind of fell into mortgage lending. Did that for 13 years. But I've always been obsessed. Well, my passion has always been marketing. So I've been reading Dan Kennedy books and, Ogilvy books and stuff really since I was 16. When I came across my first book on real estate, and a guy in there referenced Dan Kennedy. Um, so I got started in this because I just wanted to do something different. I was kind of burnt out, and I had done some marketing things before. And I was thinking, what is it that I can get back into that I'm passionate about, that, I haven't done anything with in a long time. And marketing came back to mind. And I was like, yeah, you know what? I think I'm going to explore this a little bit more. So I actually started dabbling around and helping some people with LinkedIn. Uh, and one of my clients for that came to me and said, hey, do you do anything with Facebook? Could you help me with that? And I said, no, but I'm confident in my ability to learn and figure things out. Why don't we do this? And I came back to him and I said, hey, here's this course on Facebook ads. How about you pay me? I'll take the course, and then I'll do it all for you for free. And he was like, yeah, I like that. So that's the deal we struck, and that was kind of the evolution into the Facebook side.
that's
And it
awesome.
just, yeah, just hit the ground running from there.
That's cool. And so what kind of industry was that guy in?
That was actually, yeah, he was in finance, so lending, mortgage lending.
That's cool. Um,
hmm
do you do anything with appraisers?
No, I don't have any current clients that are appraisers, but I don't know if necessarily that'd be better facilitated probably by LinkedIn. And the reason I would say that for those guys is because with my experience in lending, typically an appraiser, their contact is going to be someone at the bank that makes the decision, and hires them. Because typically a bank, if they're a bigger bank, they have a group of appraisers in an area that they have to farm out the orders to.
Uh-huh.
So the ideal channel for that would probably be LinkedIn versus Facebook.
Okay.
I could probably do some good things on Facebook in terms of staying top of mind. But yeah, for someone like that, I'd probably start with LinkedIn.
So, like, in doing all this, it sounds great, right? The
hmm
internet sounds great. Sounds really easy.
Sure.
But I'm sure there's been some frustrations along the way that you've had. Um, tell us about one of them.
Yeah, frustrations, especially with real estate, probably in the last year, because Facebook got sued by HUD, for they claim that Facebook, through their advertising, allowed people to redline. Redline is a lending term where you only lend in a certain community. Let's say if you have a state, you're only lending in certain areas, and that goes against uh, real estate guidelines and laws. So they sued HUD for that. So, or I'm sorry, they sued Facebook for that. So Facebook had to change some of their targeting in real estate, so where you could no longer go inside a 15-mile circle. So if you had a city, like before, I could pinpoint a street if I wanted to advertise on a street. Now I gotta stay. There's a 15-mile circle around wherever I drop a pin, or if I put in a zip code, an area. So trying to just figure out how to navigate that, because real estate for realtors and lenders tends to be more of a local thing.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, there's a lot of challenges with that at first, but I think we've done a good job of working around that and in addressing that. in other ways, but it crushed a lot of other people.
That's amazing. Um, and is that like, if you find that a lot, those kinds of things, or?
Yeah, and some things, like that's why I like marketing, and I get so excited because I feel like one of my best strengths is like thinking outside the box. So people come to me with problems, and I ask them a couple questions, and I'll take a look at how people have maybe tried to address that problem before. I don't know, my mind just pulls in all this other stuff that I've been exposed to in all these different industries, and I'm like, all right, this is the way we go. This is what we need to do. I'll give you a quick example. I had a client down in Florida who wanted to target investors and people who wanted to buy second homes in the price range of $1 million to $3 million down in this community in Florida. And most of the people that came to that community were from out of state, New York area, Connecticut, Long Island. And so the challenge was, okay, how do we find those people? And then how do we advertise in front of them? So it was a two-step process that I had to do because of, I said before, the rules that Facebook has regarding housing. So not to go too deep in the weeds, but I had to make one campaign that would show these people in New York, Long Island, and Connecticut a video. And in this video, because it wasn't about housing, I could select whatever targeting I wanted. So I could hit that demographic with that video. And then I took everybody who watched that video 50% or more, and then I retargeted them with the ads for the homes down in Florida, and we crushed it. So
That's cool. That's
yeah,
cool. And one of the things that struck me when you were talking about that is it seems like the internet is a moving target. So
can be
like,
very much so.
yeah. So if you think you have a solution to something, um, if you wait more than like a couple days, it's
Yeah,
gone.
yeah, it changes quick. I
It's a
mean,
new problem.
there's always laws changing and things that are going on that affect people. You can't what's the saying? You can't sit back on your laurels.
Yeah,
Constantly
yeah.
have to be learning and getting better.
So there's nothing like just cashing the referral checks and.
No, uh-uh. Got to earn that money. Nice.
So, how do you integrate this business? You do this business from home, do it from an office?
No, right now from home, I got 2 employees as well. But that's the power of the internet, right? You don't have to necessarily be in an office. But I was telling my wife that because with all this stuff going on and now the kids are home and stuff, maybe I need to find a WeWork space or something that I can, you know, get a little more peace and quiet.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah,
I don't know. It's one of the advantages of being at home. You're already set up for this.
right.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
that's cool. Um, like, tell me. Well, I was going to ask you how you integrate it with your life, but that kind of you just did, right?
Yeah, I mean, it is my life from when I wake up to when I go to bed.
um, uh, so what's the best advice you'd have for someone who who's thinking like maybe they want to get into this,
Hmm.
right? Into the
Yeah,
internet, not into what your business is, but like, what would you tell them to do?
sure. I would say you need to learn to be comfortable to use video. I mean, that's where everything is at. That's where everything is going. I think that one of the last statistics I saw was 83% of all content by the year 2021 is going to be video. And that's important to understand because these platforms, they know that. And what you need to realize as a business owner is even though they're social media platforms, they're really advertising companies that use social media as a means of bringing eyeballs uh, to the forefront. And since that's their focus, right, they're only going to show their clients, right, us, the people that use social media, what more of what they want. And we're telling them we want more video. So what that means is in the future, some of these platforms, you're not going to get any reach when you just snap a selfie or you take a photo of an event or something and you put that on a platform. They're not going to open that up for a lot of people to see because it's not what people are asking for. It's not what's really drawing the eyeballs, and they get paid by drawing the eyeballs.
Yeah.
So videos is going to be even more and more important going forward.
Have you seen that examples of that today already?
Oh yeah, absolutely. People will share stuff, and they'll like, well, I only got a couple of likes and a couple of comments or whatever, and it doesn't feed into the algorithm that these social media platforms have. They're biased towards video because we've told them that's what we want and that's what we watch. So use it to your advantage. Play the
Yeah.
game.
So we all have to watch out for the cat videos.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Uh-huh.
They're everywhere.
They are everywhere. People love the cat videos. Playing piano, getting scared by cucumbers. All kinds of stuff.
That's great. Oh, it's funny. Even like this is I was going to say it's a webinar. Yeah, this is a podcast,
Yeah.
which started out, it was all audio.
Okay.
Originally, it just went to iTunes and Stitcher, those two places.
Yeah.
And then gradually, it's like, oh no, I got to do video. Wasn't a problem, but it was like an opportunity. I had to do video because now it goes, only part of it goes to iTunes and Stitcher. The other part goes to Facebook and YouTube and all those places too. So
yeah, it gives a complete different dynamic, right, to
yeah,
what people are experiencing. And I tell a lot of my clients that's the power of video. In the real estate space, one of the main juggernauts is Zillow, and realtors either love Zillow or they hate Zillow. And Zillow, they get and they see where the industry is going, and they spend $500 million in their marketing budget alone, trying to condition people to come to their website and to use their services. And that's what I love about social media, is especially if you're willing to do video, is you can do what those big guys are doing, but in a way that they can never do, and that's on a local scale. They can only ever talk to people from a high level. They can't ever talk to people like we're talking now, right? They can't speak to their audience directly like this and give relevancy on a community or perspective on an issue like we can. And that's powerful,
Are you finding that the people are adapting that, are using it more?
Oh yeah, people are definitely adapting to it, but not, I find that you either get people who get it right away and they're like, yes, like, let's do this, let's go. I got one guy who runs an insurance company, and he pumps out a video every week. But I got other people who they don't get it, or they do get it, but they don't want to do video because they, like all of us, there's a little bit of there could be insecurity there, right?
Yeah.
What are people going to think? How am I going to look? All these things that in reality no one cares about, but our mind makes
Yeah.
it seem like they really do. So
That's true. No, that's really true. How that
yeah.
is. It's kind of hard for some people. And it is hard for some people to get onto video, to get behind the camera. I even find that when in reaching out to people with Skype and things, right?
Sure.
Some people, they resist turning their camera on.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
The
it's black
like,
screen with the name.
It's like, hey, you could be sitting in your shorts, you could be like whatever.
Yeah.
And like I don't know, there's nothing to be scared of, I guess. That's the point.
Sure.
So that's cool. So if people want to get a hold of you, right? They want to get help with real estate, right? They can do that from you.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they can get help. Basically, in reaching out to people, I guess is the thing, right?
Yeah, reaching out to people, telling a story that's that ideally that hooks them in. We do a lot of One of the things we do is help people with their stories. So we have a framework that we take them through, um, that helps them develop that. And then if they're a client of ours, we'll take a look at that. And sometimes the story is actually really good. I had a client who had a really good personal story, and they put their script together, and they just needed it just needed to be rearranged a little bit. So we took one part that they had further down in the story and we put it up towards the top. Because with like anything, people's attention span is very quick. I think 3 to 6 seconds is the average on social media when people are scrolling through cat videos and pictures of their grandkids and all that other stuff. So one of the things I tell clients is, when you start the video, don't waste your time stating your name, right? In who you are and what you do. Come out with that hook quick so you can stop people, you can get them to pay attention. And then if your story is compelling and they like what you're talking about, they'll actually sit there and they'll watch. And then you can save the introduction and who you are for the end when you make your call to action.
By then, maybe they care who you are.
Right, exactly. Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you a question. So like for this,
Yeah.
what would be a great front end thing to attract people and capture their attention?
For you?
For you.
For me. Uh,
This is about you, not about
yeah,
me.
that's true. It is about me. Podcast is probably a different arena, so you can get away with and having an introduction at the beginning. So maybe it would just be your name and obviously your elevator pitch. So Mike King with King Family Consulting. We help businesses use social media, particularly Facebook, strategically to have conversations with their ideal prospects or clients so that they
Okay.
can generate
And
more
now this is
sales
going to
and
go up on
revenue.
Facebook too, though.
Yeah, it's good. It's good.
Okay. I didn't mean to put you on a spot with that.
No, you're good. Yeah, you kind of did turn a little red here.
It just depends on how good you are on your feet.
That's true.
You
That's
know?
true. You gotta
Yeah.
be nimble.
Yeah, definitely. So like what else would you like to say to people today?
Yeah, I just tell people, if you're interested in having a conversation, I love learning more about people and learning more about their business. You can reach out to me directly. My email is mike@King Family Consulting. And then if you're interested, I do have a free resource that you can take advantage of. It's a 6-part video training series, and it's really some of our best stuff that we've done for clients. It'll teach you how to, the framework that you want to think about for our video process. It'll show you how to make those, walk you through the scripting, and then deploy that out on social media so that you can build for yourself a little bit of omnipresence in your market. And it's geared towards real estate, but if you're a sharp thinker as a small business, you'll easily be able to adapt it to your business because the fundamentals are all the same. But you can find that at killingzillow.com, www.killingzillow.com. You just opt in. The videos will be delivered to you every single day for the next 6 days.
And why do the realtors want to kill Zillow?
It's really just a play on words. Zillow's the name of the company. And my coach, I have a coach, and he's big in that industry. And he actually came up with that. They call him the Zillow killer, James Rembrandt. So this was just a play on that. So when realtors see that, they either get it and they want to check it out, or they don't.
Yeah,
So,
it says a lot right there.
yeah.
Killingzillow.com, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Cool, that's cool. Or the King Family Consulting Group?
Yeah, it's just kingfamilyconsulting.com.
Okay, .com. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Great. Well, Mike, thanks so much for being here today, and good luck with everything.
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity, Steve. It was a pleasure talking with you.